Hey, how you guys doing here? Ricardo here, or formerly known as Sam, or a new name as Sam. How you guys doing today? Thank you so much to my subscribers. I don't have a lot, but it's all good. So yeah, so I guess what am I going to talk about today? That's a great question. Um, about life, in general. That's always a No, it's a tough subject because in life is difficult, and I don't think like life, like God is just like, I'm gonna make this difficult, like in the Bible. I'm gonna make this hell so you can go to heaven. I disagree. I think you can have heaven here on earth without a doubt. I've felt it, I've witnessed it myself. You can have heaven here on earth without a doubt, 100%. And I'm not there yet, just because I have some kinks to work on, but I felt it, before. I had a spiritual awakening. I'm currently still on it, most likely, yeah. I'm currently still on it, but it's like, um, we're not meant to just like come here, do this work, and then die, and then, oh, finally experience the heaven. I remember one time I was sitting there. I took a walk and I was sitting down just like on a bench, and I was just like, yeah. Sometimes I do that. I just like to sit down, enjoy the hot sun. My mom said that my skin is getting a little darker, so I don't know. But anyways, I was just sitting down. She was like, yeah, you want to talk about God? Talk about how we all gonna make it to heaven? And it's just like, no, I don't want to do that. You're disrupting my peace. I'm meditating, thinking to myself, talking to myself. You're talking about how we can go to heaven on earth, or heaven in the stars, and when we leave, like, no, we can get heaven here. Why would God create a place where you can't have? You're gonna have hell to go to heaven. He's gonna make heaven here and heaven over there. Like, what the fuck? At least that's what I would do. Shit. But I have a good relationship with God, and He's, well, like, it's not like that. So, anyways, I don't want to talk about Bible and all the woo stuff. God is a very important thing, but I'll just talk about my life. And my life currently is, how do I say it? Going on up and up. Thank God. Just like, yeah, I can't explain it to you, man. I can't explain it to you. It's just like, it's not that I can't explain it. It's just that the circumstances of events that have happened has been so just like left field. But all of a sudden, it's actually starting to get better and better. It's like, bro, what? How did this? It seemed like it was like the chance of it working was like this small. Yeah, now it's like this is starting to actually work. It's like, bro, how did this happen? I don't know. Well, it first started because like my dad, he's like, I'm vegan and I'm apparently losing weight to my dad. Whatever. He doesn't like me not eating protein, yada yada. He doesn't think I eat enough food, yada yada yada. And then he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna take you to the hospital next week. This is like 3 weeks ago. Like next week and yada yada. You're coming with me. I'm gonna take a day off work. But he didn't say it like that. He said it like kind of like angrily. And I'm just sitting there watching a women's basketball game, and I'm like, bro, you're pissing me off. Like that's what I was thinking. I was like, I'm just watching the game, and like everything was good until you came downstairs. Literally, before you even open your mouth, I could feel your vibe. Like it just like was off. Anyways, long story short, I got hella pissed off and threw a water jug. I probably explained that in the previous video. I hit a water jug, which was closed, by the way, it wasn't open, at him. And then I just left and took a walk. And then after I took a walk, it was nice. I talked to a few people. Every time I had a problem with my family, I would just go outside. Well, it's not like I do it consciously. Well, it's not like that subconsciously. My body just goes outside. And then, like, I have a good time. And then I come back home, it's like, oh shit, I gotta go back home. But ever since then, and then, like, 2 days later, my mom told me that my dad apologized, and I was like, "What? He apologized?" And like, mind you, me and my dad have been having fits for my whole life, literally, especially the past 10 years. Oh my God, our relationship was like not good, but I mean, it's starting to get better. But anyways, yeah, I was praying to the universe. I was like, the universe, like, please get me the fuck out of here. I mean, I explained that before to the universe. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, he's pissing me off. Like, literally. I explained that to the universe for like 2 days straight, Not like every second of every day, obviously, but like I'll probably here and there, like 2 times a day for 2 days. And then my mom told me, yeah, he apologized. And I was like, what the fuck, he apologized? And then that's when I knew. I was like, oh shit, like my hope from this has gotten to this. I have a little hope, little hope it can get better. And it's gotten better, so I can't thank the universe enough. Maybe I gotta thank my dad for at least. Oh yeah, and I asked him like, what made you decide to apologize? And he was like, yeah, I just didn't know it was gonna make you mad. And I'm just thinking, like, bro, like you said the same shit. And he's been saying this for the past 6 months. So it's like every month he always says the same shit. You're losing weight. You're not eating protein. Blah, blah, blah. You look skin and bones. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's like getting on my nerves, man. Just let me live, bro. Like, have some patience. Let me live. Anyways, yeah, so after from that point on, like that, yeah, there's been, and we had a argument. We were talking about each other, and he was just like explaining his point of view, and I was explaining my point of view, and I'm just like, dude, I do not get a point of view at all. You don't get my point of view at all, and I was just like thinking to myself, like, Lord, how can this work? Like, he doesn't understand the way that I think and feel, and I don't understand the way that he thinks and feels. Like, and I was just saying, okay, you know what? I can't focus on trying to, because in my body and myself, I just felt like, oh my God, like I got to rush to try to find an answer to show him that my life is doing good. But I knew obviously that's not a good thing because you can't rush. I mean, some people want to try to rush, but me, like, in the universe, we know that like everything takes its time. When you grow seeds or a pumpkin or something like it, things take their time. Nothing is super fast. Um, I mean, there may be a fast period, but it comes after you need to take your time. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking, I was like, bro, I don't really want to go fast. That's gonna fuck everything up. So I was like, universe, like, you got to figure this out, man, because I don't understand him. He doesn't understand me. So figure out some way. I'm gonna do me. You figure out some way to make it work. That's all I said. I left it at that. And like I was wrestling back and forth, like whether I should, like try to do something magnificent, try to do something, but I was just like, I can't do anything. Like nothing that I do, he will see what he will understand and feel what I'm thinking and feeling. It won't work. Cause I knew it before. We had conversations before, and he just like that. But like when we had that conversation, I came out of it saying, yeah, that he doesn't like he doesn't understand what I'm trying to articulate or what I see inside my life. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand my feelings, and I don't understand his. It's just like it doesn't make sense. Like what he says to me doesn't make sense. What I say to him, it doesn't make sense. So it's like, fuck, what do we do? But thank God it's gotten better, and that was about 3 weeks ago. So I know I'm kind of smiling right now, but I don't know if I also said this also. People talk about the highest timeline, and like I explained this in a video. Well, I didn't explain it, but I kind of like message a woman in this video, female in this video. She was talking about it, but basically, like for the longest, I felt my highest timeline was like, yeah, being rich, having my own place, having a girlfriend, yada yada, traveling the world, having a car, blah blah blah, all those stuff. But it turns out my highest timeline is just understanding the physical dimension, working with myself, following my feelings. Well, not all of my feelings, but working on my feelings, understanding God, um, building a relationship with myself and God, and like just understanding life. That's and finding my purpose, which I have pretty much last year figured out a whole bunch of my purpose, most of it. And so that's my highest timeline, for right now. I mean, I'm living under my parents, but and it's obviously a lot of people say, "Oh, you live with your parents." Oh, yeah, that's not a good life. But I mean, like the highest timeline is not going to stay forever. There's always change. And obviously, me and the universe know that. We just know. Like I just know. So, but the only way that's going to happen, I have to do today, like everything that I can today. And what I mean by everything, like I have to do the best that I can. I can't slack off and be like, oh yeah, my highest timeline is, I got 2 weeks or like 1 year. I don't have to take the day off. I can't literally take a day off. You're probably like, well, what do you mean you can't take a day off? You're not doing anything. You're right. But I mean, if I don't meditate, if I don't follow my heart, if I don't try to pray, if I don't follow my body, let my body lead, if I don't work on my feelings, then I'm not going to reach the next highest timeline. So there is work to be done. It's not like it's like easy bake oven, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things that I do which people don't understand, and a lot of things that I do which makes me kind of like nervous, So, I mean, I'm still learning, and it's not easy, It's not something that you can like play around with. I mean, you can play around, but it's like uh, what I'm doing, the life that I'm living is not easy, 100%. So I don't think most majority of people could do it, even though I'm not doing that. I don't have any career or anything like that, but either way, I mean, I'm still met with a lot of challenges, and I'm still met with difficulty, believe it or not, coming from my parents, a little bit. And you say it's got better. Yeah, that's true, but it's still some stuff that like pisses me off. And in the outer world, without a doubt, when it comes to like lots of things. Like I ride the bus a lot. People sit on the on the wrong seat, and what I mean by that is like vibe. Like I'm just like, bro, you can obviously feel that you can't sit here because your vibe doesn't match. Sitting in the back, like literally, and it's just like it fucks with me. Like I said, I'm working on my feelings. Like for example, like I went to go take a walk, and there was a dog with gated fence, and he was inside the gated fence, and the neighbor was watering. I didn't see the neighbor, but I saw the dog, and like he went close to the fence, and my immediately my body just like woo, ran up there and like hit the fence, and the baby was like, don't you mess with a dog like that. And I'm just thinking like, what the fuck, like the dog just did that, and my body just went literally it was just like 1 2, like you make a dance move like 1 2, you know what I mean? So like that's for example, and it's like for me, like I don't want to have that reaction, obviously nobody, but like now it's just like working with my feelings, just to get my feelings to understand what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. I kind of explained that in another video, but it's not easy. Also, I remember I went to downtown Seattle one time. I don't even know if I can explain this, but yeah, it's not easy, man. Sorry, I can't explain it. So um, yeah, so basically, I guess long story short is just do you, man. Like, and don't look at what other people are doing. Like we all on social media. I don't have the social media. I used to, but like looking at social media is dreadful because you look at other people and they got flashy things. They're doing things and it seems like their life is perfect. And I'm not saying their life isn't perfect or is perfect. Yeah, I don't think their life is perfect. But anyways, even if your life is or isn't perfect, it's gonna make you depressed, and you're gonna be like, and if your highest timeline is like me, for example, like basically working on yourself, building a relationship with God, and you have social media and you're looking at people like with chains and looking at people with fancy cars and money, other stuff, you're gonna feel depressed. You're like, I'm not in my highest timeline. But what if your highest timeline is the same as what I'm doing? See what I'm saying? So don't look at other people. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what to do or what not to do, but like I would get off social media ASAP. You know what I mean? Because all the answers come within your heart. I mean, I'm not saying that all your answers literally your heart will tell you, but it'll guide you to the next path. It'll guide you to that answer. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes it comes internally, and sometimes it comes externally. Sometimes a little bit of both. So yeah, I don't want to stay on here too long. There's a women's soccer game I wanted to watch. It was at 4:30, so it's 4:32 now. But I did kind of want to speak a little bit more. But like I said, I really wanted to watch that game. So let's see if I think of anything else. Have any questions, guys? Leave it in the comments. But basically, man, life is tough. Life is very tough. And I remember I used to, and um, I remember I used to always be like, I want high difficulty, 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 because more growth. That's bullshit, bro. You don't want high difficulty. It's already difficult as the way that it is. You know what I'm saying? They're in an easy peasy, easy peasy. Yeah, challenging, but easy peasy, easy peasy. No challenging, it's easy peasy. So, anyways, I think that's all I got for you guys. I just want to get on here and talk a little bit because I haven't talked in a while. And plus, I'm watching some other YouTube videos and it kind of just made me think about talking. So, I did that for you. So, hopefully, you guys get the message, get the lowdown on this. So, I'm going to be on here. I don't really care about how much money or subscribers I get. I'm just going to be doing my thing. So, thank you guys so much. I love you guys and take care. As usual, be you. See you.